Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 11 of the Spring into Simple Decluttering Challenge. We're getting very close to the end and we're starting one of my favorite categories of stuff to declutter today. So I'm excited to get started. I'll just do my usual and make sure that everything looks like it's running okay, and then we'll get started with today's task. Okay. So I do have quite a bit to share with you today. You might have noticed that today's email is also kind of packed with information because today we're moving on to decluttering clothes. We're starting our wardrobes, and I know that this can be a hard category for a lot of us to declutter. It definitely was for me. And what I can tell you is that I have learned a lot along the way, a lot that makes it easier and a lot that can help you declutter clothes more efficiently, more effectively, and just make the process feel a little bit easier. So I have a lot that I want to share with you today. So today's email was jam-packed with some awesome information to help you declutter clothes. I'll go over some of that in today's video too, because I want to give you as many advantages and tips and tricks to make the process as easy as possible today. So we're going to be tackling clothes. Like I said, I know this can be a hard category for some of us, a lot of us. But again, we're focusing on making progress, not perfection. We want to get rid of some clutter from our wardrobes and start moving it towards a wardrobe that works well for you and your lifestyle and your preferences and your style and your tastes and all of those things. So definitely check out today's email if you haven't already. There's links to posts and lots of information in there. So definitely check that out. It will give you just some good resources and a good foundation to help you tackle today's decluttering task. So we're actually going to spend 3 days decluttering clothes. Like I said, for many of us, this is a hard category of stuff to tackle. So we're going to tackle it a little bit at a time. I've broken it down into just little projects we can tackle one at a time so it won't feel overwhelming. It doesn't need to feel really hard or like daunting. We're just going to do a little bit at a time. And I also want to say it's important. Decluttering my wardrobe has been one of my favorite decluttering projects I've ever done so far. And I think it will always be one of my favorite decluttering projects. So I have quite a highly simplified wardrobe and I love it so much. It makes getting dressed fast and easier. It saves me time. It saves me money. I feel more confident in my clothes. I feel less stress around my wardrobe. My closet has room to breathe. And honestly, I didn't realize how much stress a closet full of clothes was adding to my life until I got rid of most of them. Now I have only my favorite things left, and getting dressed is so much easier. It's fun. I feel good in what I'm wearing. And so I can just tell you that if you've kind of been on the fence about decluttering your clothes, it's really worth it. It can really impact your life in a positive way. And I often think, we think because it's in our closet, it's out of sight, out of mind, it doesn't really impact us, but I can tell you it does. And simplifying your wardrobe, however that looks for you, whether you want to be highly simplified like my wardrobe, or if you just want to get rid of some of the clutter, it can really make your life better. When you keep only things that you truly love and wear often, it just simplifies your life and makes life a lot easier. So I encourage you to do these, the tasks for decluttering our clothes, because it really is important and it will make a big difference. And I can tell you from personal experience that it has a big impact on your life. So I'll kind of quickly go through some of the tips I shared in today's email. Again, refer to the email for the links to blog posts and that kind of thing to go into more detail of all of these things. And today's video might be a little bit longer, but what you can also do is you can get to work decluttering while you're listening. So you can have this playing and start doing some decluttering if that works for you, so that you don't use up. If you have, limited time, you can still listen to the video and work on decluttering while you're doing it. So, the first thing I talk about in the email, and the first thing to think about when you're starting to declutter your clothes, is to start identifying reasons why you keep clothes, even though you don't wear them and you don't love them. Because often once you know why you're holding on to clothes, it's a lot easier to work through those emotions and begin to be able to release some of those clothes and let them go. So linked in today's email, I share a blog post with 12 of the most common reasons that we keep clothes that we don't wear or love, and then what you can do about that. So definitely start with that. That's kind of like the foundation. Knowing this about yourself, what's making you hold on to these clothes can really be the key to start to let them go. Once you understand why, it just becomes a lot easier to let those things go, even if it feels hard. So definitely check out that post. I won't go through all of those reasons just for time's sake, but I really encourage you to check out that post and see if you can resonate with any of those reasons that you might be keeping clothes that you don't wear, and then kind of identify what you can start to do about that. Another tip I want to share is when you're decluttering clothes, I really encourage you to try each item on. It takes longer to declutter your clothes this way, but it's so worth it. Because often, we'll see something hanging on a hanger and we think we like it, we think it fits well, we think we like wearing it. But then when you put it on and really honestly take a good look at yourself, maybe, the cut isn't so great anymore. Maybe the color isn't so well. Maybe it's a bit misshapen from just wash, or, it's getting worn out. So I really encourage you, especially the things, if it's something you absolutely know you love or absolutely know you don't love, those things you don't need to try on as much. But it's kind of those in-between pieces, those maybes, the things you're not sure about. Try them on and really honestly assess, or get a friend to come over or a family member and say, like, does this really look good on me? Is this worth keeping or not? Because I have found you can't really tell until you actually try something on yourself. You can even take pictures of yourself and then assess the picture. Sometimes that makes it easier to see. But I really encourage you to try things on. Don't just look on the hanger and think, oh yeah, this is great, but actually try it on. Okay, and next I want to share 6 key questions you can ask yourself as you're decluttering clothes to help clarify what you should keep and what you should get rid of. So the first question to ask yourself is, does it fit you well today? So you want to aim to only keep clothes in your closets that fit you well today. This gives you less decisions to make, fewer distractions. You don't need to sort through clothes in multiple sizes and think like, does this fit? Does this fit? Does this fit? Oh yeah, this fits. It just simplifies the process of deciding what to wear. You don't have those distractions. You have fewer decisions. Everything in your closet is an option. It's something you can wear today. So the first question is, does it fit you well today? Now, something that comes up often, I was just peeking in the group before we started and I saw this exact question in the comments already, is what to do if your weight changes, or you're hoping to lose weight, or your weight tends to fluctuate. What do you do with clothes in different sizes? And what I have found to work best is, first of all, you want to only keep your absolute favorite things in different sizes. The things you would be really excited to wear again if your weight changed, whether it goes up or down. Just keep the things you absolutely love and would be excited to wear again. So really highly declutter those clothes in different sizes and make sure it's down to your favorite things. And then next, once you have your favorite things in different sizes picked out, consider keeping them somewhere else. If that can be out of your main closet completely, that's a great idea. If it's just, if you don't have another spot to store clothes, so they have to stay in your main closet, can you keep them towards the back or towards an area that's less accessible, or just, kind of out of the way, so that you have your clothes that fit you well today, front and center and easy to sort through. And then you have clothes in different sizes kind of in the back or off to the side, or somewhere that's just kind of in a spot where you don't have to sort through them every day. So keep your favorites, only your favorites, be highly selective, and then keep them somewhere less visible, less obvious, so that they're not part of your everyday decision-making process. They're just, kind of off to the side or in the back or somewhere else completely, or in a tote bin stored somewhere else, so that if your weight does change, they're accessible and you can still pull those things out. But in the meantime, you're not making decisions about those things on a daily basis. And then also, I have often heard a lot of people thinking, if I lose weight, I want those clothes. Be really honest with yourself. Are you going to want to wear those old clothes? Or will you want to reward yourself with maybe a few new pieces? So maybe you don't need to keep an entire wardrobe in a smaller size. Maybe just keep your absolute favorites and then get a few new things to supplement what you already have. And just remember too, we often need fewer clothes than we think we need. So you don't need, 20 different tops in a smaller size. You would probably be fine with 5 to 7 different tops. So really narrow it down to your favorites, and then just remind yourself that you don't need a ton of clothes in multiple sizes to have a complete wardrobe. Okay, so that was the first question to ask yourself, is does it fit you well today? The second question to ask yourself is it damaged, stained, or needing repair? If it's stained or damaged beyond repair, it's probably time to let go of it. That's a good thing to let go of. If it's worn out, it's served its purpose, it's added value to your life, and now it's time to let it go. If it's, just in need of repair, like a button needs to be sewn on or it needs to be hemmed or mended in some way, give yourself deadlines. Say, I'm either going to get this repair done or do the repair myself by such and such a date. If you can't be bothered to do the repair by that date, do you really love that item enough? Normally, if it's something you really love, you'll miss it from your wardrobe and you'll think, I got to get this done because I need this back. I want to wear this. I'm looking forward to wearing this. If it's something that can sit in a mending pile for 6 months, maybe you don't love it and wear it as much as you think you do. So give yourself deadlines to get those repairs done. If you can't be bothered to get them repaired, or if it's not worth the money or the time to do it yourself, you probably don't love that thing as much as you think you do. So that's a good way to assess if something is adding value to your wardrobe or not. The next question to ask yourself is, do you feel good in it? Is it comfortable? When you put it on, does it feel good? Do you like the way it fits you? Are you constantly pulling at it and adjusting it and it's not quite right? Does it you put it on and it feels good? If something doesn't feel good, isn't comfortable, you're probably not going to choose to wear it very often, and it's probably not adding a lot of value to your closet. The next thing to ask yourself is, do you look good in it? Do the color and style and cut flatter you? And again, this takes some looking at yourself and really honestly assessing, does it really look good on you? You can ask someone else, you can take pictures like we talked about, but it's important to assess, you want to feel good in your clothes and you want to look good in your clothes, because then you'll feel more confident and you'll just feel better about yourself when you feel good and look good. The next question to ask yourself is, when was the last time you wore it? And this is a great way to test if you actually love something and actually wear it often. We all have those items that maybe you love, but for whatever reason, you hardly ever wear it. Maybe it doesn't work with what else is in your wardrobe. Maybe it doesn't fit quite right. Maybe, it doesn't feel that great once you put it on. Whatever the reason, ask yourself, when was the last time you wore it? If you haven't worn it for 6 months or a year, that might be something you can let go of. And then the last question to ask yourself, and this is actually one of my favorite questions, is, would you be happy to wear it for the rest of the day? And you can even take this a step farther and put it to the test. If there's something you're unsure about, decide, I'm going to wear it tomorrow, or I'm going to wear it within the week. And I guarantee you, by the end of the day of wearing that item that you're unsure about, you will know 100% if you love it or not. This is what I do with my own clothes. I can think of one sweater I had. It was a beautiful sweater, like a knit sweater. It looked good. I put it on quickly and I was like, yeah, this looks good. It fits good. But I never chose to wear it. So I made a point, you know what, I'm going to wear this tomorrow and figure out why I don't choose to wear this. So I put the sweater on. Yeah, it looked good. It fit good. It was great. After about 20 minutes of wearing it, I realized it rode back. I don't know if anyone has ever had this problem, but it rides back and it just felt like it was strangling me. So I realized by actually wearing it, that's the reason I never chose it. It's not comfortable. It fits funny and it rides back and it chokes me. So if there's things that you are kind of unsure about, make a point of wearing them. And by the end of the day, you will know for sure if you love it or not. So this can be one of the most helpful things to do, is just to make a point of wearing your clothes you're unsure about. And yeah, absolutely, by the end of the day, you'll know if it's something you want to keep or not. This is also a great time to use a maybe box. If it feels scary to let go of these clothes or you're unsure about them, put them in a maybe box. Yeah, no to being choked. I know, right? It's such like, I'm kind of like a highly sensitive person, so clothes already kind of bug me. But like, I couldn't get that sweater off fast enough. It was just, yeah, that choking feeling, Carla, was just the worst. So, but I wouldn't have known that until I actually wore it for more than, when I just tried it on, it was fine. It just sat nicely, but I didn't know that until I actually wore it for a little while. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you're nervous about getting rid of clothes or you're just unsure, try a maybe box. Put your clothes in there for a while, seal the box, put it out of sight. You know they're there if you really miss something and want to get it out of the box. You know it's there, so you can, but it gives you time to experiment living without it. You get to try living without it and see if you miss those clothes. And it gives you that safety net. You can get rid of things without permanently getting rid of them right away. And I can also speak from experience to this. I've used the maybe box a lot with clothes, and I can guarantee you, like, I have pulled a few things out of my maybe box at times, but it was within a week or two of pulling those things out, they were back in the donation pile because there was always something about them that I didn't love to begin with. That's why they made it their way into the maybe box to begin with. There was something about them that I didn't love. So use that kind of as a test too. Like, if they're in the maybe box, that's already a clue to you that you don't love them. If it was something you loved, it wouldn't be in the maybe box to begin with. So this is a great time, but use the maybe box because it just gives you that peace of mind and lets you try living without those items so that you don't have to worry about getting rid of things that you're going to regret. And remember, our focus is making progress, not perfection. So today we're breaking our wardrobes down into categories for this challenge. So we're going to do a little bit at a time. So today we're going to tackle our tops. So anything you wear on the top, like t-shirts, tank tops, sweaters, blouses, jackets, anything like that. You can do as much or as little as you want. If it feels like too much, if you have too many tops to tackle them today, just tackle t-shirts or tank tops or blouses or whatever. Pick a category and tackle them. Do as much as you can with the time you have, and know that every single piece of clutter that leaves your closet is making your life easier. So aim for progress, not perfection. Do as much as you can and don't get overwhelmed. Just know that it's making a difference and it's going to help you. So like I said, today we're going to break down our wardrobes and we're just going to tackle tops today. And you can break it down even further than that if you need to. But for today, we'll talk about tops. So this is how I like to declutter my clothes. This is the process I use. First, I gather all of the clothes into one place. So gather all of your tops, or if you're just doing t-shirts, gather all of your t-shirts. Gather them all into one place. Your bed makes a great kind of workspace to use this. So gather all your tops onto your bed. And first, pull out anything you know you definitely don't like. These are things you know you can get rid of, you know you don't wear, you know you don't love. Those are the definite no's. Pull those out and put them in a donation bag. Next, pull out anything you love and wear often. These are the definite yeses. These are the things, your favorite things that you wear all the time, you know you're going to keep. Just make sure you're being very honest with yourself. In this stage, only pull out the definite yeses. And as you're doing that, you can also pay attention to what you love about them. Is it the fabric? Is it the color? Is it the fit? What about these items do you love? Because that will give you a lot of information for the next step. So now you've pulled out your definite no's and your definite yeses, and you have what's left, the maybes. So this is when it can be really helpful to try these things on. And again, be as ruthless as possible. Only keep things that you absolutely love. If it's kind of like you're unsure about or it's just okay, put it in a maybe box and just try living without it. See how it goes. I also encourage you to listen to your gut and your initial reaction. Don't talk yourself into keeping things. If you pull, you hold something up and you're like, I don't love it, but that it would be good for church, or it would be good for when I have like a baby shower to go to, or it would be good for work. If your initial reaction is, I don't love it, but listen to that gut instinct and get rid of those things, or at least put them in a maybe box. And then just also remember, you need fewer clothes than you think you need. You know, we often think like we need to have endless options and lots of different choices, but you need fewer than you think you need. Think about how often you do laundry. You really only need as many clothes to get you from one laundry day to the other. So, you know, if you do laundry once a week, if you have like 7 different tops, you have enough. You could have like 10 to give yourself a buffer in case you don't get the laundry done, but you don't need, you know, 50 or 60 or more tops to have enough to wear. You can get by with a lot less than you think you need. So that's kind of today's task. Like I said, check today's email. I have links to posts, blog posts, and more information to help you do this, especially if decluttering clothes is hard for you. And then you can get to work on today's task. Share your progress in the group. Show us what you're working on. Let me know how it goes. If this is a hard category of stuff for you or not so hard, I'd love to know. If the tips have helped, like if trying things on helps, let me know. I'm encouraged. I am excited to see how things go for you because this has made such a positive impact on my life, simplifying my wardrobe, and I'd love to see the same for you. So keep decluttering, keep sharing. We'll see you back here tomorrow. We're going to do another task in our wardrobes. So we'll be back in our wardrobes again tomorrow. And happy decluttering, everybody. And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 9:30 again for another chat about tomorrow's task. All right, take care, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.